eyewitnesses' reactions coming in. Let's play them out.
मैंने ये देखा, मैं नाश्ता कर रहा था ना सुबह में, तो एकदम बारिश आई। बारिश आने के बाद है ना, बाद में एकदम हवा आई। हवा आने के बाद है ना, एकदम हम लोग को ऐसा लगा कि पतरा गिरा। अब जब मालूम पड़ा ना पब्लिक आवाज़ है ना, तो बोले बिल्डिंग गिरी। तो हम लोग सब भागे। हम लोग सब पूरा घर वर सब छोड़ के सब भागे बिल्डिंग देखने के लिए।
आवाज़ बहुत ज़्यादा,
आवाज़ बहुत भयंकर थी। एकदम ऐसा लग रहा था कि पूरा मतलब बोलते ना भूकंप आ गया, एकदम वैसी आवाज़ थी।
जब ये बिल्डिंग गिरी, मैं पीछे दरगाह है हाजी अब्दुल रहमान शाह बाबा की, मैं दरगाह में था तो एक आदमी भागते हुए आया कि बिल्डिंग गिरी। तो हम लोग सब भाग कर आए और ये बिल्डिंग कम से कम 80-100 साल पुरानी बिल्डिंग होगी और ये कम से कम अभी तक 30-40 लोग का एक अंदाजा, कम ज़्यादा भी हो सकते हैं, लेकिन कम से कम 30-40 लोग हैं अंदर। और मैं अभी तक मैंने देखा हो तो 2 बच्चे निकले हैं। एक बच्चा तो सेफ था जो स्टार्ट में निकला, उसके बाद एक बॉडी गई है, मतलब वो डेट हम बोल नहीं सकते उसको, लेकिन सीरियस थे। और 2 जेंट्स हैं और 2 बच्चे अभी तक निकले हैं।
मेरी म्यूनसिपल कमिश्नर परवीन परदेश साहब से सुबह ही बात हो गई जब बिल्डिंग गिरी है। एडिशनल म्यूनसिपल कमिश्नर जराड साहब भी इधर मौजूद है। एनडीआरएफ की टीम हमने मांगी है और इनका कहना है कि एनडीआरएफ टीम को ग्रीन कॉरिडोर दिया है और वर्ली सीलिंग क्रॉस कर चुकी है। 15 मिनट में एक्सपेक्टेड है। अगर एनडीआरएफ टीम जितना जल्दी यहाँ पहुँच जाएगी, राहत कार्य उतना तेज़ हो जाएगा, क्योंकि मलबे के नीचे तकरीबन 10 से 12 फैमिली अभी भी दबी हुई है। नीचे कारखाना है, नीचे भटियारखाना है, तो बहुत लोगों की अंदर दबा होने की संभावना हमको लग रही है। तो जितना जल्दी राहत कार्य की एनडीआरएफ टीम यहाँ पहुँचेगी, उतने जिंदा लोगों को यहाँ पे बचाया जा सकेगा।
Joining us on the broadcast is Sanjay Jha. Sanjay, an absolute shocker there, and this would only lead to more anger and helplessness inside Mumbai's hearts as authorities continue to fail them. Your thoughts as we are covering the news of this 4-storied building that has come crashing down with now the rescue work going on a war footing.
Well, I think this is a tragedy once again of epic proportions. I mean, it also tells you that human life in our country clearly has no value. Think about it. I mean, these warnings have happened every year. They get from bad to worse in monsoons when, many of the structures which are either fragile or dilapidated collapse. And you have the civic authorities who are totally callous. This is, criminal negligence, nothing short of that. And the fact remains that, people in our city are so vulnerable, whether it's on the road, whether it's on trains. You saw what happened a couple of weeks ago when you had those torrential rains. India's most cosmopolitan city comes to an absolute standstill. Now here you're witnessing, human life being, literally quashed like, pathetic insects. And this is happening because, they have, what is their option? I mean, what you are showing on your television screen is basically a manifestation of an apathetic
But what's
government.
unfortunate, Sanjay, is that it's true that crumbling infrastructure is not just restricted to only Mumbai. We've seen that happening in the other metro cities as well. But tragically, Mumbai, in fact, has been no stranger to such mishaps. And what's worse is that nobody is keen to take any accountability with repeated incidents like these.
Well, I want to let you know that I live here. I've lived here for, close to 3 decades. And ever since I joined politics, every year, such ugly and, absolutely miserable events keep happening.
Right.
And the fact remains that, the political system here is so arrogant, is so full of hubris, that they believe that, over a period of time, these things will get forgotten. I remember those horrific Kamala Mills tragedy for fires. And by the way, those incidents of various magnitude keep happening all the time. And there is no interest to really look at a long-term solution. Now, one of the headlines in today's papers is about the government of Maharashtra giving a lot of land to, one of these spiritual gurus at very cheap rates. And this is what the government spends its time on, when you should be looking at what are the issues that affect the citizen of your country, of your city. But, I think at the end of the day, thanks for the media for pointing it out. But until the people rise here in anger and take to the streets, I really don't see anything remarkably changing, and that's a sad reality of our time.
A real tragedy there that has taken place in this very crowded area where the where this building collapsed in Dongri. Sanjay, thank you so much for joining us. And what's unfortunate is that a common man, the Mumbaikar, having to bear the brunt of the city's crumbling infrastructure and no one taking any blame for the same. Saurabh Bhaktania, my colleague, joins us now for the very latest on the rescue operation. Saurabh, first of all, just tell us what's happening now. Have the teams of the NDRF reached the crash site? What are you hearing from your sources? Saurabh, can you hear me? Take a look at the locals, what they are doing. These are the residents of the area. They formed a human chain. They are now pitching in the rescue work. They're picking up all those heavy concrete blocks, those massive stones, and they're trying their best to remove whatever little debris they can to assist the rescuers in saving as many lives as possible. Now, just a quick repeat of what has happened. This is news that came just a short while ago of a 4-storied building that came crashing down. About 40 to 50 people are feared to be trapped under the debris. The rescue work is going on a war footing. The last time that we heard from a correspondent that the NDRF teams presently are still on their way to Dongri. It's a very crowded, very congested area, and one of the main challenges that remains is to get access to the crash site because of the narrow lanes. A short while ago, we also spoke to Baris Pathan of the AIMIM and China NC of the BJP, and this is what they had to say.
Total lies spoken by China NC. This is not an accident or an unnatural calamity. This is a man-made calamity. Now, reason why? Reasons are that in the last 5 years, every session of the assembly, I had raised the issue that in and around Mumbai there are several thousand dilapidated buildings which are on the verge of collapse. Wires, immediate fundings, immediate repair should take place. The MADA says we don't have funds. The contractor says we will not work until we get our funds. And what these buildings are repaired with the MLA funds. Time and again, I requested the government to provide funds, but the government did not heed to my request. The government lost on its priorities. The government said their priority is to build statues first, spend thousands of crores first on the statue, but the safety of the people was totally ignored. Otherwise, this kind of thing would not happen.
There are a lot of buildings which are old and notified. Sometimes there are cases where the people, the tenants themselves do not want to evict for reasons best known to them, and also for genuine reasons where they feel that, it will take a long time for them to be rehoused. But having said that, I don't think that we are putting our hands up.
Okay.
We believe in absolute accountability. Devendra Fadnavis, as Chief Minister, has ensured that guilty perpetrators, faulty contractors, engineers who have given a clean chit and not done their job are also booked. But do understand that this situation and this kind of a predicament that Mumbai is put through the faulty contractors, greedy politicians in the past, and lack of awareness when it comes to urban development. And that is exactly what the Chief Minister is trying to correct.
Right, so those are some of the reactions coming in from the politicians as the rescue work is going on a war footing. This is news about a building that has collapsed in the very crowded area of Dongri in Mumbai. 40 to 50 people are feared to be trapped under the debris of this 4-storied building that collapsed in Dongri. It happened just a short while ago. In fact, what we are hearing is that the NDRF teams presently are on their way, but the locals pitching in, they have formed a human chain. They're trying their best to get the remaining debris and those heavy concrete blocks out of the way so that rescuers can help save as many lives. So the rescue work going on a war footing, and a very big tragedy coming in after this building came crashing down. Fire tenders have already at the spot for the rescue efforts. We're receiving more information that the remaining structures and the buildings in the adjoining areas are also believed to be extremely old and dilapidated. This was a very old building. It's believed to be, according to an eyewitness, 100 years old. So questions are now being asked from the BMC and from the repair board if the survey was conducted, if a notice was sent to the residents, if they were in fact notified or informed about the dangerous conditions that they were living in. So these are the visuals coming in from Dongri, where a 4-storied building has come crashing down, and a lot of effort is being taken to ensure that as many people are safe, because one is hearing that 50 people are believed to be trapped. But what is making this operation extremely challenging is the congested area where this building was located in, and the narrow lanes. We'll just have to see whether the cranes can actually reach the crash site where the rescue work is going on. The buildings adjacent to each other are also extremely old, and what we're hearing is that the residents have been evacuated from those buildings. But this is what we are seeing right now. Curious onlookers, locals, crowds thronging the area where it is going to get very difficult for the NDRF team to help in the rescue work. Still waiting for the latest update right now. What we're hearing is that the NDRF team is sending additional teams as well. We still do not know how did this building collapse? What were the reason that led to the collapse of this building? One only knows that this building was extremely old. That could be one of the only reasons to have led to its unfortunate collapse. NDRF has also put out a tweet, and if I may read, to speed up the rescue operations, one more NDRF team has been mobilized. So a total of 3 teams has been deployed by the NDRF, and this is according to their tweet. They have just tweeted that they've decided to send another team, in fact, to speed up the rescue operations. 2 teams are presently on their way, or they may have reached right now. We're trying to get an update from our correspondent. The reason of collapse still hasn't been specified. However, this is believed to be an extremely old building, and this building has collapsed in a very, very crowded and a very congested area, which has made the rescue work even more challenging. Ambulances, fire trucks have arrived. They, in fact, what we're hearing is have parked at a distance away from the building because the lanes are just very narrow. Imagine the lanes are so narrow that even the ambulance vehicle cannot enter, and therefore a lot of effort is being taken by the locals to try their very best to clear up the area and to remove as much as they can outside to a safer place to assist the rescuers, who are also trying their very best to try and save as many lives. Now, we are also getting to hear that this was a level 2 incident. The level 1 is considered to be a more serious one, but what we are hearing right now is that the rescuers are trying their very best to evacuate the people and to clear the area so that the concrete blocks can first be removed from this site. Hussein Dalwai from the Congress Party is joining us right now on broadcast. Sir, what a tragedy. This is a spate of incidents that have happened in the last few years, one collapse after the other. We are getting to hear that this was another old, dilapidated building. Why are surveys not conducted? Aren't there, surveys conducted, timely surveys to ensure that the residents at least are notified or are informed about the dangerous conditions that they're living in?
First of all, one should do that. Whoever are there, they should be saved. Their lives should be saved.
Yes.
And secondly, there should be inquiry why these happenings are there again and again. Because the officials of the housing board as well as the corporation, Mumbai corporation, they neglect all these things. That is because these things are happening. And they are not responsible for, they are not being caught as responsible people.
Let me go straight across now to our Mumbai Bureau Chief, Sahil Joshi. He, in fact, is joining us from location. Sahil, over to you. I'm going to just ask you to fill us in with all the details. What is the latest that you're hearing? Last time, Vidya told us that the NDRF teams were still on their way. The NDRF has also tweeted to have pressed another team into operation to speed up the rescue work.
The name of the building is Kesaribai building. It's on a MA Sarang Marg. NDRF team had just reached there. It's a ground plus 4 structure. And almost we can say that more than 100 people live in this building. The part of the building collapsed, and because of that it's feared that around 40 to 50 people might have been trapped under the debris at this point of time. It's a level 2 call for the rescue operation. At the same time, what we are hearing is that the BMC, which has told us that this building was not dilapidated, not declared dilapidated building. the housing authority, the Maharashtra Housing Authority clearly has told us that just a while back there was a clearance given for the redevelopment of this particular building, because this building also falls under the old constructions, old structures, and that is the reason why the permission was given to redevelop the building to the builder who had come up with the proposal. So that's why it was not a dilapidated building. Right now the scene is quite chaotic at the spot, because it's a very secluded street in Mumbai, and that is creating a problem for the rescue operation as well. The NDRF team has just reached.
Right. Sahil, can you just elaborate a little bit on the cause of this crash? Any word from the authorities? Have they given a reason why this building collapsed? Has that been specified? And just how old was this building? Eyewitnesses' accounts are saying that this building is believed to be about 80 to 100 years old. But were proper surveys conducted by the repair board? Did they in fact even have a mention of this building in their list? Right, these are the visuals. I'll try and establish contact with Sahil in just a bit, but these are the visuals of the rescue work that is presently going on. The rescue operations being conducted at the site of the building collapse in Mumbai. For our viewers who are just watching the broadcast, there has been another tragedy, another incident of a building coming crashing down in Mumbai. 50 people are feared to be trapped under the debris. This was a 4-storied building that has collapsed in the Dongri area of Mumbai, believed to be extremely crowded, and as we are seeing as well, the NDRF teams are presently on location, and they, along with the local authorities and the police, are assisting in the rescue work. And what we are hearing is that this is an area full of old buildings. Ambulances and fire trucks are already there on the location, but they've not been able to make their way through because of the narrow lanes. And Sahil, as I've been giving all the updates to our viewers, that's also going to pose as a huge challenge for the rescuers, the narrow lanes. But we're also seeing the visuals of how the locals are pitching in, them forming this human chain and trying to take away as much debris and those concrete blocks from the crash site.
Absolutely, and the main reason why there is a problem with the rescue operation right now is because of the secluded streets of this Dongri area of Mumbai. This is a ground plus 4 structure, and of course it's quite an old building, and that is the reason why what I was trying to mention is that the MHADA, the housing authority, had just given the permission for the redevelopment of the whole building, and the NOC was given to the builder. It was about to start the work, but even before that the building collapsed. The part of the building collapsed, and official figure is telling us that around 40 to 50 people might have been trapped inside the debris at this point of time. But most importantly, right now everything is concentrated upon the rescue operation, because that happened just an hour and 2 hours back. So that is the reason why there is a possibility for the fire brigade to rescue as many as people from the debris as possible. You can see that the local people have lined up the streets. They are trying to help the NDRF as well as the fire brigade teams to take out the people, and they are being taken to the local hospitals at this point of time. Our correspondent Pankaj Upadhyay is at the spot at this point of time, and he had just informed us that people were trying to redevelop this building since very long time, and finally they had got a go-ahead with a particular builder. But even before the work started, the building collapsed. As you can see that these are the buildings for these particular buildings. The redevelopment needs to be speeded up, and that is the reason why the authorities try to clear the situation as early as possible.
Right,
but
and
most importantly,
Sahil, there's an update as well. As you were speaking, 2 people have been confirmed dead. So some very unfortunate bit of news coming in. The casualties could rise, but we're still awaiting for the latest update because the rescue operations going on a war footing after that building came crashing down, and rescuers presently at the site of the building collapse in Mumbai. Sahil, 2 residents have now been confirmed dead. This is a real tragedy, isn't it? And this would also once again make any common man in Mumbai so angry and helpless as authorities are continuing to fail them.
Absolutely. See, the whole issue is that there are multiple old structures in Mumbai, especially in the Mumbai city areas where the area is quite old. there is a little scope for redevelopment just around the Dongri area. There is a big redevelopment happening as a SBUT project. This particular building does not fall into that project where the cluster development is happening. This building could have gone as an individual development, and that's what I've been trying to say, is that it did not fall into BMC's dilapidated structures, but it was given a go-ahead for the redevelopment just a while back. But let's concentrate right now on the rescue operation. What we have been told right now is that the 2 people are dead. Our correspondent Mustafa from the ground is informing us that 2 people have been declared dead, but more people are fear that they might have been trapped under the debris at this point of time, and the rescue operation is on in the full swing. The NDRF team, which is also placed in Mumbai, especially during the rainy season, because such kind of incidences are quite often, they have also reached to the spot. So it's let's be hopeful that as early as possible, the rest of the people who are trapped under debris can be pulled out alive from the debris at this point of time. So NDRF and the local BMC workers as well as the fire brigade are working as a team to rescue as many as people possible.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.